MakerspaceCT. My name is Chip. I'm a shop tech here, and today I just want to welcome you and show you the tools that we have here. This is a panel saw. All this equipment is used to convert material down to smaller and smaller sizes till you get to the size of the piece you need for your project. Panel saw can handle 4x8 sheets. You can use it to rip along the length, or you can also do horizontal cuts. Once you get your material ready here, we have a Sawstop table saw here. What's important about the Sawstop is trust the technology, but always know that if your hand touches this when it's charged, it'll blow a cartridge and it stops immediately in 0.5 milliseconds. The idea is to keep from you getting hurt. The panel saw, used also to convert large sheets of material down. We have a really good assortment of sanding machines. Disc sanders, belt sanders, disc and belt sanders, oscillating sander, spindle sander is the term for that one, spindle sander. And this is a thickness sander. As you convert your materials, so we have both the joiners so that you can flatten a board that's got a twist in it. You can trim the edges to get a nice edge. Again, to take that over to the table saw so you get square edges. And a surface planer. The surface planer is great for getting your material down to the size that you need. And these are heavy industrial machines, a lot of room to work with. You have two lathes, good size lathe here and a smaller one. The jet lathe over here. Very clever in the shop here. We're able to arrange 3 chop saws in a line. So you could take a 10 or 12 foot board and you can cut it comfortably where you need to along the length. These chop saws also give you various variable angles. A couple other bench tools that we have for your use is this small router table. That makes it a lot easier when you're doing some smaller pieces to get in this case, a rounded edge on it. We have a mortiser with various bits. This allows you to cut square mortises. It's a mortise chisel with a drill in the center of it. Additional saws are these jigsaws, great for doing fretwork, and also you can drill a hole in a board, thread the blade through it, and you can cut inside cuts with this. Drill presses, we have a 12-inch drill press here. These two are just slightly different in how you use them, how you put the bits in, and it's more particularly they're a little different in how you adjust the speed up. And then here, we have a really nice size bandsaw. And that, depending on the blades in it, can also be resaw work. We've got a fence for that, as well as a resaw pivot point. So we've set up a sharpening station. You've got buffing wheels so that you can get an edge on your tools if you need to. That's set up for you. This is a charging station. A selection of our power tools here are rechargeable. So it makes it a lot easier to use them around the shop. And we keep the battery packs charged up here. So we have a great selection of hand tools in here and power tools. We have a great assortment of bits, right up to Forstner bits, drill bits, most anything you need to create a hole in something. Nice selection of carving tools and chisels for your use, block planes, sanders. We have available sandpapers in the rack in the cabinet here for your use. And then as you come down around here, you'll see that we've built a couple of these downdraft tables. So when you're sanding, you can't just get fine dust collected. You just plug the vacuum cleaner into this port here, and then you can sand it down and most of the dust goes right through here. So one of the projects here was to develop a carving station for those of you who have a hobby of carving. You can come in and use this nice sturdy bench. And then we've also developed this carving table, so you can work, instead of bending over your work, you can work upright, and using these various pins and blocks, you can clamp your board on there and then work right on top of it. You'll also find a nice assortment of clamps, different bar clamps that you can use, screw clamps, and a great variety of other clamping mechanisms, so that most of your projects you should be able to take care of here. Fairly unique to Makerspaces is our CNC 4x8 table router. And this routes a lot of soft materials, so wood, foam. This is something you can program, set the machine up and run it on your own. That's pretty specialized, but we offer the training on this so that you be competent in not only making the Mastercam files, but also running the machine itself. So that's all available here. Shop safety is so important to this place, and it's actually the whole floor. But each unit you'll find around, and I would locate them when you have the chance. We have first aid kits, we have eye wash stations, we have an evacuation plan, which again, familiarize yourself with this before we move on. And also around the facility, strategically locating your fire extinguishers. Again, when you get a chance, familiarize yourself with the use of these. Should there be an emergency here, these phones, you can dial out 911. You want to give them 36 Talcott Street. That's the nearest ramp where they can get in here easily. Another important safety that's been considered here for your own protection is the air filtration systems. We have several that are enacted here. We have the overhead air filtration system that again takes out a lot of the fine particles. You can run these here. There's a second one at the other end of the shop. We have air filtration knobs on the wall that run the filtration that goes around the top of the shop. Again, this is about air handling. It's about the air you breathe. We have dual zone dust collection, and this is the room here, offset, where we can collect all the particles from the sanding and the saws and the CNC router. Okay, the two zones of dust collection are handled here. And you just have to remember where you're working. If you're working in the sanders on the left part of the room, this is going to cover the tools over here. This switch covers the router, table saw, bandsaw. None of this dust collection works if we don't take care of the blast gates. This is a blast gate, so you keep them closed, slide it open when you're going to use the tool. The reason you close these is it keeps maximum amount of suction in the system. If they were all open, they wouldn't perform very well at all. In our shop, we have some safety requirements, and we provide equipment for you. We provide safety glasses. In this case, we have sanitized clean glasses here, and when you're done with them, they go in this bin to be sanitized. We also offer some hearing protection, and we also have masks available. Okay? Well, here's what I recommend as you become more proficient at using the shop. These are my personal safety glasses, and they're bifocal because I'm 62 and my eyes require that now. I also recommend hearing protection that's much more comfortable than using the little earpieces. And also at the shop, you should realize that all sorts of other people are using this equipment. So I recommend you get yourself your own square, because you have to realize you don't know how someone's used that tool, and it may be out of square for what your next project is. So you'll be able to check your square, and I'd have some kind of a measuring device that you're comfortable with and that you know how that works.